Hello. Dumela. Saubona. Tubela. Bonjour. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ekaro. I'm greeting everybody throughout the Africa. Our brothers and sisters living in Africa. I say good morning. I say good afternoon. If you're in the morning, good morning. If you're in the afternoon, good afternoon. If you're in the evening where you are, I say good evening to you all. So, Jumbo, to my brothers in Uganda, to my brothers in Tanzania, to my brothers in South Africa, to my brothers and sisters in all countries, I remain yours, one and only Kumo Africa. So, this morning, so we are going to be discussing. Now, it may be morning on your side, but in my own side is afternoon here in South Africa. So you are watching live from the African Portal Radio situated in Pretoria, South Africa. So we'll be bringing a lot of interesting things, discussion that you can even contribute to it. Then we rub minds together, then we enjoy. So the topic for today that we are going to engage ourselves on is about how do we engage youth in policy and decision making in Africa. How do we engage the youth in policy and decision making in Africa? That is our topic for this afternoon. Now, before we go on, then let's listen to this musician from USA. He's one of our Nigerian brother in USA, King Rocker. Let's listen to that. So in Africa, we need all this. How we youth in Africa? Youth in Africa, according to the African Charter, African Youth Report in 2009, they made us all they divined youth according to their own. They said youth, they are those ones that fall between the ages of 15 to 39. They say youth, they are the what? The ages between 15 and 39. But if we should look at it in all African countries, each country defines differently. Combination of the youth in some countries, they said no. In our own, it starts from 12 to 25. We have some country, they put their own age range for youth to be from 15 to 35. So we have many countries in Africa that the way they define their youth is quite different from the way the African Youth Report of that 2009 defined its own youth. So irrespective of the ages, you put it in either from 12 to 25, from 15 to 39 or 35. What we are saying is that between the ranges of that 15 or 12 till 39, 39, they are still under youth. So if that should be the case, we have known who are the youth in Africa. Now, how do we engage the youth? This is part of the issue we need to discuss. As we know that in Africa now, before youth we were sleeping, we was sound in our sleeping. But this time around, youth, waking up, we can't just wake up. Why do we wake up? We know our leaders, they suffer a lot. As we all know that for the fact that we have all the necessary materials, all everything to to make sure that we are okay in Africa, we have it. Then, so youth, how do we do that? We wake, we have already woken up. So, what is the solution? How do we engage youth in policy making, decision making in Africa? So these are the need. Maybe in the next 15 minutes or 20 minutes, you can call in, then we discuss about that. So you can show your things, you can discuss, you can put in your own ideas, your own opinion. You know, how do you engage? How do we engage youth in the policy and decision making? I will let us all focus on this key point so that we'll be able to know where to channel our discussion. So we are going to focus on the political aspect, educational aspect, economic economical aspect. Then we're going to talk about social cultural aspect. These are the aspects we need to focus when we are discussing about youth engagement in policy and decision making. Youth are lagged behind in everything, in every facet of life. We lag behind. What caused all this? We we remember, if you remember or you're following my program last week, we discussed about that. We discussed about bad governance and a lot of issues. We discussed about unemployment. So you see the people are suffering, especially the youth. We are suffering, no job, nothing. But what we are talking about is that how do we engage? How do we engage youth in decision making in Africa? So let's go to educational aspect. As a of every country must emphasize sound and qualitative education for the youth, for our educational system. It must carry along the youth the things needed by the youth. If they are giving us the educational curriculum, it must emphasize the effective performance of the youth in educational setting. That is the problem we are facing with the youth in terms of education. To showcase the youth potentiality, the curriculum being set to showcase in educational setting is not there. The curriculum that's supposed to be meant for innovative ideas is nowhere to be found in that curriculum in education. This is one of the problems. Most of the topics, they are archaic topics that are being put inside the educational curriculum. They need to change that. They need to look at the okay, what are the needs? What are the needs for this? What are the needs? Then the provision of curriculum. How do we engage the youth in this sense? Then that is the idea, the ideas. We are in 21st century, whereby the youth, they need to think faster, whereby the youth, the program that will be meant for the youth must must make the youth to be active. That's what we need. Let's get ourselves together in this, and the curriculum must fit to the innovative ideas of the youth. That is in the aspect of education. Whatever the youth want to learn, the curriculum must explain the ideas. Going to school with what okay, the entrepreneur related to how you use your brain to do something. At the end of the schooling, you won't be focusing on government job alone. You will be independent to set up your own business. That is the educational ideas. Okay, we are back live. I think it's network. Hello. So what we are discussing about is the social cultural aspect of it. Youth, we need to engage youth. That is, I'm making sure that all these one I'm listening, I'm explaining. They are just the where we youth have problem that we need to fix. That whenever any one of you want to call to comment or to show your ideas so that you will know where to get your own ideas or where you are to explain further. So this aspect of socio-economic, socio-cultural aspect of life, you see that in our community, youth are disengaged. Youth are disengaged in our community. You see that people, there are a lot of community works, community activities that we, as the youth needs to engage themselves in. But unfortunately, they are not called. They are neglected. So no, you are still young. Wait for tomorrow. No, youth must be engaged. That is another problem we are having. In our community, they sideline the youth. So those elderly ones are the ones taking care of the most of the affairs that are supposed to be taken by the youth in the society. Talking about the uh, events, different events in the community. How do we develop the community? How do we do a kind of creative things in the community? But it's been neglected. So youth are being neglected in the community. So we need to check that. That is where we can train the youth how to become a leader. The community social environment, whereby we have a lot of people where the home is there, the school is there, the peer groups are there, the different organizations, I mean societal organizations are there to train our youth to become something or to become useful in the society. But this one is not taking place in our community. This one is being neglected in our community. We need to check this one right. So there is the problem we are facing in the community. Another issue is that of political empowerment. So let's go to the aspect of politics. In our society, youth are also being neglected. When you say, no, this post is supposed to be meant for the youth supposed to partake in politics. But people say, no, you are not mature. You are not mature to become a chairman of the local government. You are not mature to become a chairman of your municipality or to become a mayor. So they will be bringing different excuses. In our community, you need to be engaged in politics. There should be different programs that will, like I mean, political programs that will encourage the youth, that will train the youth how to be sound in politics. That is what our leaders, that is what those our elders in the community supposed to be doing for us. We need to do this. We need to call the attention of our leaders in the community. They need to organize different programs for the youth. You see, but when it comes to election period, the youth are being called to vandalize or to destroy the electoral process. So this is the problem we are facing in our community. So we need to check this one right. So to buy In the light in the community during the election, that is when they are you during the election to be given guns to people, given knives and different dangerous tools, weapons. People, we are functioned friends and given the developed. This is the arc about we are into the program. So youth are to party politics. So now we can call in. We can call in to discuss how do we engage youth. How do we engage youth in Africa? How do we engage youth in decision making? Let's see what is happening in Nigeria now. Let's see what is happening in Mali. Let's see what cause to think that you are waking up now. Youth needs to take dignity to show that we need to lead now. The time for us tomorrow to say we can discuss about of all this thing we need it. If they want to choose minister, you say they will choose old person, old father, old mother. We are the youth. If they want to choose minister of so finance, for education, for commerce, you will see So we can call in now. I'm call. So let's go. Let's go. So I'm still. So what we need in the system. So I'm bringing in my own ideas. I mean the solution to all this. How can we engage how can we engage youth in policy and decision making? What we need to do is the government must organize programs for the youth to engage youth. Lots of programs, economical program, educational programs, socio-cultural programs in the society. They must be able to engage youth. The youth must be given different position. You can government can set some panel, I mean elders, to look after those programs. Let the youth partake in all this decision making. Put them in board of trustees and the like, then guide them, monitor them. Let them be there. So there, another thing that the government needs to do is the educational aspect. They must review it. Government must review educational aspect. They must put those works that I mean the topics that should be put into the curriculum. It must make youth to be independent. They must be able to do something after leaving school. Everybody cannot be waiting for government. Everybody, all of us cannot work in the office. Then they must put those topics that will make us to be independent, so that we can work for ourselves. We can think of what to do with our life. So youth need this. We need this. We need to all this. I mean, innovative ideas, technology. If you look at all those developed countries, they will be in their educational curriculum. It has been put. It has been enshrined into it. The vocational aspect of life. So you just choose the one you want. Then they develop it. They train you on it. We don't have that in Africa. We have it. Some say, okay, we have it, but we are not being taught. So this time they must review. Government must review. Also, hey, you African Union. No, we have African Union, African Youth Charter, whereby they focus on youth. So they must organize different programs for the youth, like youth leadership, youth economic forum. They have all these things. They must make it. They must enforce it on every country in Africa to do what to 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 organize it in their various countries, so that youth can participate in this thing. so that they can know. If you say, okay, they don't have experience, have you put them there? Have you tutored them towards that? No. That is what we need in Africa. Put them into that, then monitor them, tutor them, enlighten them how to run it. In educational aspect, in political aspect, in social aspect, in economical aspect. We need to put the youth in those of affairs. Let them try it. Guide them. Then that is when we will know that, okay, youth are also ready to take the bull by the horns. So we can't leave the youth outside the activities of the government or activities of the society. Youth must be engaged. So we must take note of all this. Then youth in all these activities we are talking about. So as we do this, then we will know that youth are ready to face the challenges. Look at what is happening in most of African countries now. So youth are leading. They are saying, oh, we want our voices to be heard. We are ready to lead. We are ready to make everybody is agitating for the youth to enjoy the making up. Let's engage our leaders, construct can be engaged. We need to try to do this. So let's try to constructive week that we meet discussion on this because it's not on our side. Till next week, for now.